This hour in the mid-morning to connect, sponsored by
Airtel Money. Transact and withdraw at your nearest Airtel Money branch at the best rates on the market. With you always. Bajaj Street Tunes.
Tukumika muzebiri kuli ziri dakika mukaga ezakava ku sawa 5 ez'amakyago ku lwaleero esawa tukirire mu gagwira otukulekeeza ki ekiriwo mu ggwanga. Abantu beggaba kibatabuseeko abaana basusse ofuna embuto, so they need sensitization. Basaba abakugu bajje boogeriku n'abaana babayigiriza engeri gy'okukozesaamu obupiira bukali mpitawa. And then of course waliwo omusirikale omulala owa UPDF eyejje mu bulamu bw'ensi eno. We're going to tell you why in a couple of minutes. Ate Kampala ekalubye waliwo omufere abadde yeeyita Professor wa Makerere ninga mubbi wa mmotoka. I'm joined by Pamela Isamata Chom. That and much more stories are coming up starting now. Ziri musanvu kutano zivuddeko ez'amakyago olunaku olwaleero. I'm joined by Pamela Isamata Chom. Kampala has continued to get tighter and smaller and tougher.
Hey.
Can you imagine someone imposting like, as a Makerere professor? Give me the story. Yeah?
This is a guy, he's called, he actually even told police, the flying squad police did arrest him for stealing cars after over 20 complaints were received from different parts of Kampala, of car thefts. This man is called Jude Mugisha. He's an adult. They didn't give his age, but according to the flying squad commandant assistant of police, that is SCP Andrew Kagwa, they say they assigned a team of about 20 people to hunt down this guy because the complaints were so many. Apparently what he does is he goes to he targets car dealers and then those who want to sell off their cars. So he goes smartly dressed and in suits mostly, and he addresses himself. He told police this: I go smartly dressed in my suits and I address myself as a Makerere University professor. When they see the way I'm dressed, they are lured into giving me their cars. So when he wants to steal a car, it's a car that someone wants to sell, he asks for a test drive. If it is a car for hire, he hires the car, brings it back the first time. Then the next time he comes and hires it again and sells it off. And he allows any money you tell him if he wants to hire. But if you tell him about 100k or about 200k, he will not argue.
Ezitandika zibao.
Then the next time he disappears. One of the victims was narrating how his car was stolen.
Broka yajjanga ino omuguzi agenda ogitwala okugicekinga then nabeerawo n'agicekinga muko n'avugamu ng'avugamu try bwe yagenda teyadda mukubira essimu emmoloka yange eriwo oliwa nti nzija mbadde ntestinga mwana essimu n'agijjako emmoloka bwetyo neegenda namanya nti emmoloka eyinza obebbiddwa neŋŋenda ku poliisi enateete ne bagikebera mu kamera zaayo ne bagigoba ng'egenze ekisigu mutundwe munnamwaya kisigula eyo gye yabulira kamera za poliisi ne zigivaako. Kyanyambye flying squad bagisanze bagiggalireyo mu bikomera mu kisigule eyo bunnamwaya nga n'omubbi agenda anoonya akatale kaaye ye kanyanya okutunda ate ekyayambye yagudde mu ba spy ba flying squad.
Hey, ofere. About 40 cars by there have been stolen so far, according to Flying Squad here in Kampala. 13 of them have already been sold in the DRC. So those are reported car thefts. Just like that.
Oli kuchumika muzebiri Galaxy FM embeera yo bwetyo bwekalubye.
But they told us fear men in suits. Men in suits these days are not like...
Not only men in suits.
I'd rather trust a casual dressed guy than a guy in suits.
Those
guys in suits are low.
Fear a human being.
Any human being, dressed in a suit or not.
Even kids these days. Nzokuva kana bakageza kugula emotoka yange ngana sente.
My God.
Nga tuvuddeyo katukirire Gaba. Abatuuze b'e Gaba beekubidde omulanga abaana beeyo tebakyaggwa kufuna mbuto. Buli teenager yenna, buli muvubuka, buli mwana omutali wansi w'emyaka 18 ayina olubuto abasinga.
Most of them.
Yeah. So basaba babayigirize okukozesa obupiira bukali mpitawa, babayigirize okwekuuma, babayigirize okulabika nga munnanga ate baziyiza okufuna embuto zino.
Yeah, locals bade ba complaining bagamba nti abaana tebamanyi okozesa condoms, one, and then the other thing is they are not interested. Two, they kubanga tebamanyi, some of them are like, why should I even use them? I do not know how to use them. So they are saying if the government would come up with means of sensitizing, not just stop at telling people abstain or use condoms, but again empower people to know how to use these condoms, then they would control those unwanted pregnancies somehow.
Pira bwe bulese nga bungi naye abantu tebabwettanidde nga bo bantu baagala kugenderawo
tekoze kimala kubanga singa ebadde ekoze ekimala kati ngafe abakyala bagenda kwate n'ento singa embuto ez'okufuna nga tozeeyagalidde singa si nnyingi nnyo ng'abaana baffe bafunidde embuto mu masomero
tekoze kimala kubasomesa kubanga abaana bangi bavudde mu masomero nga bettanira nnyo ebintu ng'ebyo
ebugaba naye tesobodde bulungi kusomesa abantu nkozesa yaawo nga ne babanga osanga abalala basuula busuule olw'obutamanya nkozesa yaki
kuba terunaku n'olumu nali mpuliddeko nti bavuddeyo omukungu akubye olukuŋŋaana asomese engeri y'okukozesa obupiira
kitabuse Gaba naye ng'ate si Gaba wokka. I want to think it's all over the country.
Yeah,
whose responsibility is it to teach a child sexual life? Because omuzadde waba tasomeseza mwana we tunasigala tutule tulinde government
abamu tebamanyi okozesa condom. Like married life, hardly do people use condoms in married life. So I mean, even a parent would find it very, and that is the most difficult conversation for a parent. Okugamba mwana, it's like you're telling them go and do.
They are gonna do it, so you
Yeah,
have to
I know, but it's
whether
like
you tell them
it's
or
like
not,
you're
they're
giving
gonna.
them a
It's a
go-ahead.
question
No,
of.
I don't think a parent is supposed to tell a kid how to use, because it's like you're telling them now it's the time for you to go and use them. So when you're using them, use like this.
So if you don't tell them, who is gonna tell them?
I think maybe the responsibility should be on government.
No.
Or
We have a lot of issues. Our dam has shut down and we are telling kids how to use condoms.
Hey,
Apana.
my dear.
No, look,
Kids,
listen.
we are having so many unwanted
the problems
kids.
you're going to tell.
We need to have.
You're going to start asking the government to teach these kids how to bathe and how to eat in Atebaswankula, how to have good
no,
manners.
Of course, those are obvious.
Those are
that
things
the
like
parents should
bitandikira.
do.
You see your
But
child. Government enabango mwana wasunya amabere.
No, I think it's something that should be enrolled in probably schools. Or this sensitization
Pam,
should be done even in hospitals.
Let me first get you.
They should have those camps.
Let me first
maybe
speak
in
your
health
mind.
centers.
Let me first speak your mind a little bit. You'd rather children be told how to use condoms at school than at home. Where they are regulated at home, you can actually go and peep into the bedroom and see if this child is sleeping there. Do you know what happens if you tell these kids how to use condoms at school? Morning prep will be fire.
So you
And
as a
night.
no, but you know what happens if you as a parent are the one telling your child?
Yes.
Now you're telling a 14-year-old that this is how to use a condom, or you're buying for 14-year-old condoms. And putting in her bag.
I wouldn't.
When you're going to do when you're going out, in case you're tempted, condoms are here.
I'm not going to tell my 14-year-old.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell my 17, 18-year-old. The 14-year-old, the conversation will be there. But it won't be practical. I'll be like, but you...
We are talking about teenage pregnancies.
Yeah.
Teenage pregnancies are starting from 13, 14, 15, 16.
Something has to be done
Most of them
from
are
home.
within that range.
One, by the time your child is 14 and they're going out sleeping and humping each other like goats and chicken, there's a problem with you as a parent. You failed as a parent. You're not monitoring them.
But two, also the society that we are living in is decayed already.
We cannot
the
eliminate
peer influence.
Pamela, the fact that there are some kids who are below 18 and that are still in the line of being kids. They don't know how to do the things. They are naive.
Yes. But that percentage now is very small.
Still, there are parents that have done their roles as parents.
By teaching these kids to use condoms,
guys,
like telling them,
you talk to your kids.
How you give them a condom
I know kubera mukwano gwo. In a sense that chigaiwe chimukwatako. Oba nekigezaako mukubakisa ajja n'akulopera agamba.
Nenga, as a parent, you should be teaching a kid that sex before marriage is not right. Not teaching them, giving them a condom and telling them this is how you use a condom. Parents should teach kids abstinence and the dangers of when you have sex while you're still young. You'll get pregnant, you can get STDs, you can get, all these things.
What do you think gwe muzenya atuulize saa zino ku noti 7 noti 7 munoti 2 kitabusa abantu begga bagamba abaana tebakyabayigiriza kukozesa bupiira bukali mpitawo. Whose responsibility should it be? Is it for the government? Is it for the parents? Should it be done at school? Let us know on 0707102102. We'll talk about that as we end this bulletin. Naira, let's cross over to the story of a UPDF soldier.
Yeah. Yes, he's
bakwanye mukazi we.
Tusobola kumanya, but he's a family man.
Oh, yeah.
And he's called Captain Clever Bagabe, UPDF, Kisoro district under Operation Wealth Creation. He's a coordinator. This man killed himself yesterday. He came back, locked himself in the house, and then he hung on a rope. That is yesterday. At 8 p.m. they tried knocking and no one answered. They knocked again until they had to bring a welder to break down the door. They found him dressed in his full combat with a rope tied on his neck.
Did you watch All of Us Are Dead?
No.
There's a series, you need to watch it. So there's this general that killed himself.
Yeah.
Like he gave orders that he couldn't live with after, and then he was like, nah, I am going to remove myself from this planet.
Can you imagine that?
So Tomanya, maybe there are some things
like
he faced with. But
and by the way, this is the second guy with Operation Wealth Creation. There was also another one, Captain Binaisa Olaka, also a coordinator for Lira City. In February this year, he also killed himself using a gun. Also under Operation Wealth Creation, a UPDF soldier. What
is being operated under the operation of Operation Wealth Creation? This is Galaxy FM. Let's cross over to, our dam shut down.
Yeah.
So we're going to be importing power from Kenya. And a lot of questions have been asked. So MPs raised questions about the quality of work on the Isimba power plant.
Yeah. First of all, the Energy Minister, Ruth Nankabirwa, is supposed to appear in Parliament. She was summoned, and she's going to answer all these questions about why we are buying power from Kenya, 60 megawatts, yet Uganda has surplus of power.
Exactly.
Then
yet we export power as well.
We export power. We already even have a surplus here. Last time we were talking about a Windfalls Dam. It's by the Nalubale now. So there are other dams that we have in Uganda that are supplying power.
Okay, it changed the name, but is it alive?
It is alive. It's now Nalubale power plant. Yeah, John Baptist Nambeshe, the opposition chief whip, yesterday was asking about the nature of the structure. Because remember, this dam was finished in 2019. That is when it was
just
done.
Recently.
And they spent about 21 billion, I think 21 trillion, a lot of money that was dug into this, that was injected into the thing. So they're asking, why is it that just less than 3 years down the road,
UBM nogivuga okuva ali ebusi apake Kampala nekuba engine.
This is a power dam which was commissioned hardly 3 years ago, but it has already shut down in this short duration of time. Even if it is still under a period of defects reliability, it puts into serious question the structural integrity of this facility, and an investigation must be instituted. The work could have been compromised. That's why it has shut down.
I have seen road shading schedule already released quickly. Colleagues in our oversight. I remember there were very many issues on the quality of work at Isimba and Karuma. Because I don't know how it could be designed without anticipating flooding of that nature. So we need to look into these issues seriously. The Committee for Natural Resources, they go and they update the House on what they found.
That a country has been paying annually.
We totally agree. They have to look into the matter seriously. How
they
can
spent 2.1 trillion. 2019.
Actually, like the UBM njitutewala chiringo jije busi anetuke iganga nekuba engine, because I want to believe that these dams are made for long term.
Yeah, so they're wondering why the powerhouses would be flooded and the turbines would also be flooded and the dam being shut down as a result.
But then we also have to remember that the water levels immediately went up.
Yes,
after they had worked on the dam, after they had worked on the dam, because generally, globally, during COVID-19, the water volumes, the water tables rose up.
Okay.
Like Mother Nature, Adamunasa. That's why when you go to the parks, everything looks new. Like everything looks.
So I would like to think that as an engineer who is doing such work, you have to put that into consideration, that in case, in case the water levels come up.
Look, listen, the water levels that were planned for were small volumes, These are immense volumes. I'm talking about, have you been to Entebbe recently, like
No.
before? Okay, did you go there like shortly after COVID? People's facilities are mazigayingiramu. You understand? If you go to places that were near water, like some homes were, so the water levels really rose above what was expected.
Okay.
However, as a dam, they should have had a what?
Plan B.
Eyo nga tumaliriza katuddeyo ku baana abeggaba bagamba nti abaana tebakyamanyi kukozesa bupiira bukalimpitawa. Whose responsibility is this supposed to be? Responsibility ya muzadde, responsibility ya government, is it supposed to be done at school, the community? Who is responsible for the immense teenage pregnancies that we do have? This is Galaxy.
Hello Mr. Henry. Amazima tekisoboka kuba nti no government yetafuddeyo ku baana n'abazaddeyo. Government wetasobodde kufaayo ku bbeeyi ya bintu kati ogirinde kufiire ku mwana. Abaana mubafeeko n'ate nabo beebere.
Ng'omuzadde Galaxy.
Henry ekityo nojja kapromote emirimu mu Kayembe maani. Gavumenti si yalina okulira abaana okwambala, abula abazadde balina okulira abaana okwambala.
Galaxy.
Mr. Henry, mwebale program. Onariane salamu. Nze ngamba buvunaanyizibwa bw'abazadde okugamba abaana baabwe.
Yeah.
Abazadde okugamba nti simanyi biki bateekeko pulogulaamu eziyigiriza abaana, abamu baba batya abaana. Naye mwana tolina mutya.
Kati obeera otya omuzadde ng'omwana wo mutya Pamela? Can you explain that? Like, how do you be a parent and you're scared or you're shy?
That is an uncomfortable conversation. And
How?
listen, we are talking about condom.
Yes.
That is why, let me tell you, these things of sengas teaching kids about issues. Why isn't it that the parents that are directly the ones concerned about teaching the child about marriage issues? Senga ya msomesa. You understand? So you as a parent, you're giving your child permission. We're talking about condom.
You're not giving them
sex
permission.
Education.
You're not
because Henry, sex education is you going to your child and telling them abstain.
Can you have
it is right for you to abstain.
Can
but
you have
I cannot go and start telling.
Can you have sex education with your child without telling them about abstinence and protection?
My word to my child should be abstain, and I should tell them all the reasons why they should abstain. I shouldn't get a condom and show my child how to use a condom
that is
at
being
14, at 15, at 16.
Listen, that's being a hopeless parent, because eventually, omwana wo ayina okukwata mu nsonga ezo. I'm not giving them permission. I'm telling them, look, listen. The reason why they are banging themselves like that, like goats and chicken, is because no one is talking to them. So let's solve the issue of them being talked to. Then after that, we shall cross the bridge to talking about condoms.
Would you tell your child at 14 years or 15 years, get a condom and show your child how to use the condom?
I will tell them about abstinence.
Exactly. That's what you are on the same page with me.
No, I'm
not
saying
I will tell my child
the reason we're having this
STDs
conversation,
the
reason we're having this conversation in the first place is because there's no conversation at all from parents.
This is 100.2 Galaxy FM. Zzina.
We'll continue that discussion, Pamela. We'll be back here later on. You need to give me your daughter and I talk to her.